think a lot of people take the job here at DDI because of the atmosphere, because of the people in the building. When they see the classrooms that they're working in, they see the children and the just the camaraderie in the classroom, that's what makes them want to stay here and work here.
There's a real reward in working with our students because you're really making a difference not just in the students' lives, but in the lives of the families. And every little thing that we accomplish really makes it better for the families at home.
Working here gives me hands-on experience to what I'm doing in school.
What I love about DDI and what I do is working with the children every day, being able to put a smile on their face as well as them putting a smile on my face. It's great.
You have to care about people, your staff, your students, the parents.
They need to be a flexible person. They need to have a lot of patience, and they also need to be very observant.
The qualities I look for is confidence, that they're willing to be trained, that they might know that they don't know everything and that that's okay, and that they're happy to learn from us. You need to be a team player. Everyone has to be on the same page in order to really make progress with the child. And that they're just very child-friendly, very flexible, and outgoing.
Creativity. You need to really think outside that box to say, you know, I planned this for a session and the student really wants no part of that today.
The people who apply don't necessarily need to come with any experience. They need to have energy, enthusiasm, and a love for children.
Typical day at DDI is the kids come in off the bus at around 9 o'clock or so. We'll get their schedule out, their token economy board out. We'll sit them down, do some work with them. They earn various different things. Sometimes they have gym or they go to PT, or we'll go out in the community. We go to different places like 7-Eleven. They have various jobs. They go to Stop and Shop. They practice their money skills at different restaurants. We'll eat lunch together. We just work on various goals that they have. And then at the end of the day, we walk them to their bus or they get picked up.
A typical day at DDI, you go in at 8 o'clock, you get an hour of prep, and then the children come in at 9 o'clock. You get them off the bus. He goes into a discrete trial classroom. For 2 hours, he gets ABA there, and then I get a lunch. And then from 11:30 to 3:30, we're in an integrated classroom. He gets pulled for his OT, PT, speech, all his services. I go with him to it, so pretty much we're buddies for the day.
Typical day at DDI is coming in, getting the kids off the bus, bringing them into the room. We have them unpack. Basically, we learn one-on-one with the children. In certain situations, though, you have a dyad, which is 2 children, and you would do more of a group setting, doing calendar, art project, journal writing, stuff like that.
There's never a time that because you're taking a break means I'm taking a break. There's always time to teach, and there's always thinking outside the box. And if I can get our students to just express their needs and their wants, I feel I've completed my goal.
The data taking aspect is basically we follow a child's behavior support plan. We take data based on that behaviors. We take data on responses, prompt levels, mastered skills. We write in a communication book back and forth to the families, which lets us know how the child was the night before, if they had a difficult morning, which helps us in turn with the child during the day to see how the rest of the day will be.
DDI is really focused into applied behavior analysis training. They teach you skip class for when you have to actually deal with physical behaviors with kids and learning just how to deal with it. They'll take things like violence prevention, child abuse, CPR and first aid. And then after you go through all that, then you can come into the classroom and you would start doing trainings with either like an assistant like myself or the teacher, and they'll teach you more specifically how to deal with the kids, how to run their goals, and how to basically just run through their day.
The children we work with in our school programs range from very young kids to adolescents, and every day presents different challenges. Since many of our kids can have behavior problems, there's always the possibility of such things as having your hair pulled, getting scratched, kicked, or maybe even bitten. This is something that all staff deal with and learn how to handle during training.
I always remind myself that the kids are here because they have very special needs. I know a student acts out because they can't express their wants and needs. But, I mean, our students need our patience and help. Helping them learn how not to act out eventually becomes a rewarding part of the job.
You should be prepared to help a student with their toileting issues. Some students need manual help, which means that you need to help them wipe themselves if they're having BMs. Other students just need gestural prompts. And then we have other students that are completely independent using the bathroom.
I love it, and I kind of now am able to go to school at night and kind of fit everything in.
We do have tuition reimbursement at DDI, so it makes it especially easy to go back to school. And but you can work your way up from an assistant to a supervisor like I did. You can really work your way as far as you would like to go in your career.
The most rewarding thing about working at DDI is meeting all the different kids, and you really become attached to them.
The more progress you see, the better you feel, and the more progress this child makes, the more progress you feel you made yourself.
I also work closely with the families. I'm in some of the homes after school, so just to see the parents just so happy that their child's making progress, that's why I stay here.
I'm most proud of one student in particular who went from not communicating at all, having unbelievably difficult behaviors, to now using a picture exchange communication system with a vocabulary of about 30 symbols.
It's a great feeling to see them just working on this goal day after day, and they're just going at it, and then they get it, and it's just a great feeling, a really great feeling.
The most rewarding part about working here is probably going to graduation and seeing the children that you've worked with throughout the years graduate from here and move on to a district setting. It's great.
It's been a growth experience. I think I've learned as much from my students as my students have learned from me.